vice president, the secretary of defense, and Stephen Miller showed up at Union Station, that they weren't necessarily warmly embraced?
Well, you showed me video of the National Guard playing with some kids in one community. We know that the vice president and Pete Hegseth were there at Union Station buying Shake Shack, buying food for the National Guard. They've arrested 550 people, made D.C. safe again.
One of the points that the vice president made was the demographics yesterday. And he was talking about how, I don't know if a lot of people know, but the nickname for Washington, D.C. was once Chocolate City because of the large amount of black residents that were there. And the vice president made the point, why do you have these white liberals out there condemning this when the black residents are praising this because they want a future too? A small percentage of the population shouldn't be able to determine if people are able to live safely in their community. So you have the president going after the drugs, going after the theft, going after the murders in their community so kids and families can live safely again.
I don't understand why anyone would be against this. More policing, more people being arrested that are criminals. I would love for this to happen in New York City. I hope our city's next.
90% of the people in that city voted for Democrats, and that's what Vice President and the Secretary of Defense walked into yesterday. Listen.
America is dying. We can't sit around anymore. Get the out of my city!
This is the guy who thinks people don't deserve law and order in their own community.
Mr. Vice President, how did it go?
Guys, thank you.
Look at them, like maniacs. And what does he mean, free D.C.? Are you looking at the crime stats there? And that's with the fudge numbers. So does that seem like a free city? Look at this, just
this
maniac.
guy, that guy's screaming.
Right, and they're getting rid of the homeless encampments. They're putting them into facilities. They're cleaning up the city so it's not an embarrassment when world leaders come. So here's Vice President Vance.
If you just take control of these cities, you can make them safe places to live in.
So your pal Gavin Newsom calls this an abuse of power, that this is just a power grab, and this is all stunt for show, and that you all are going to roll through other cities. You've heard things about, it's martial law is going to be declared.
Yep.
And to that you say?
Well, first of all, how is it a power grab or how is it a stunt when we've already declined murders by 35% in 9 days? How many people are living and breathing today because Donald Trump had the willpower to say, you know what, we're sick of D.C. being a home to lawlessness. We're going to bring some public order back to the nation's capital. So what I would say to Gavin Newsom or to anybody else in some of these big blue states or big blue cities is you can have law and order, you can have common decency, you can have public spaces that young families can go to again.
I just would love recruiting, a massive recruiting move to replace the National Guard with cops. They're about 1,000 cops down. So if you could change, if Jeanine Pirro can, Judge Jeanine can change the laws, and then you can get 1,000 more cops in, and you could sign them up, get those incentives in. So when they come in and do these city operations, they can leave more cops in their wake.
The problem is a lot of these liberal cities, they don't like the cops. They don't support them. They demonize them. I spent maybe 3 to 4 years on this network going to every single liberal city, trying to get their mayors, their representatives to do interviews with me. They wouldn't allow the cops to do it. I had to speak to the union. Anytime I showed up to a family, and Ainsley, you saw me many times on Sean's show, meeting with families, planning funerals with families because they were so aghast about what happened to their precious babies, and no one in the city leadership would ever show up for those families.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhardt. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.